Rape and incest make up like 3.5% of all abortions, right? And so for me personally, when it comes to policy, I'm willing to allow that exception if we say, hey, the rest of abortion is okay. And so if that's a compromise you can make, I'm fine with that. Is that something you're okay with? Because I don't think so, because I just think it's a talking point to kind of distract from the main debate, which is what is the unborn. And so you mentioned viability. The problem with viability is that this changes over time based off of technology. We do not want to put what a valuable human being is based on something that can change over time. Right. Something like, and so you talked about, they cannot think. An infant, a newborn cannot think, but we're not, that doesn't, child. But okay,
We're
so
not
a born
talking about born
child.
children.
So a born child. So now somehow magically a child becomes a human being once it passes through the woman. Like that doesn't make any sense. What about being born gives you value as a human being?
We have to think about the fact that once that baby becomes a living, breathing soul, that person has to eat, it has to sleep, it has to be clothed, it has to be educated. If there's no access to education, if there's no access to healthcare, if there's no access to any of the many things that it takes for a person to have a viable, happy life, why are we going to force upon others to have a child that they don't want? If they don't want it, that's their right.
Okay, so I want to mention a couple things. So first, you brought up a lot of other topics that have nothing to do with this. All the pro-life movement is saying, do not intentionally kill a human being. That's what the pro-life is saying. And so now, and then we say, listen, the fetus is a valuable human being, right? And so those other issues are irrelevant. They're irrelevant to whether, yes, they're irrelevant to whether we should intentionally murder innocent babies. That's irrelevant. But secondly, you talk about the Democratic Party, you talk about someone like Tim Walz, who allows abortion up to 9 months and then refuses to sign a bill to protect babies who are born. And so if you want to look at it as a Democrat-Republican issue, even if you don't agree with me that life starts at conception, the Democratic Party is way extreme on this case.